Is it like fight?
Okay. All right, there it
Okay,
is.
okay. All right.
There we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? SOS in the building. Y'all know what it is. We out here. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
What's up, y'all?
Forgive the glitch. This is the background acting up. You know what I'm saying? We on that Windows 98, but that's cool, man. That's excellent.
Yeah. My bad for the delay, y'all. For some reason, it was being weird on getting us live, but we here now. That's what's up. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's another episode of SOS Holding It Down. I am Most Dope 216 on Instagram. If you want to, y'all got B right here. We got my brother over here, Tenzin.
See that I can't even do my signs. The camera. I got to find a way to position myself. But yes, it is I, Tenzin, 1/3 of the SOS podcast. B.
Yo.
So I understand that Arnold Palmer is like a Pennsylvania legend, especially with golfing.
Man, listen, that
Trump
was some
too much.
That was some crazy stuff, bro. That was wild. I was sitting there like,
what?
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. I to this day I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. I've essentially gotten over trying to guess anything that dude does. That dude is a psycho. Like, that dude is crazy.
I mean, but what I heard, excuse me, guys. But when I heard, first of all, the fact you did it at a rally, talk about that in a rally, that's something you talk about with your homeboys. Second, double-digit amount of minutes. I think like 10 to 12 minutes he was talking about that shit. I was like, why?
Yeah, bro, that shit was crazy.
So was he trying to say that he saw it in person?
The vibe I got was that he was making it seem like he heard it from the other golfers.
Okay, go. I thought he said, "Yeah, I seen him disrobe." I'm like, okay, yeah, you're in the locker room, you're gonna see somebody. But then yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible that he could have shared a locker room with Arnold Palmer. You know what I mean? But but that was strange as hell. Shout out to Pennsylvania. Shout out to the Palmer family. I hate that y'all had to be creeped out by our former president.
Fuck him.
Another thing our former president allegedly said, a coworker of mine, she brought it to my attention. Do you remember the soldier who was tragically killed? She was a Hispanic soldier. She was young. She was only 20 years old. I forget her name.
I forgot her name too, but I heard about this.
Yeah, because she reported being sexually harassed, and then unfortunately she was murdered by her brothers in arms. But yeah, so backstory. So it was a big deal back in 2020, and I believe Trump promised. That's the link for tonight. And I believe Trump promised, to pay for the funeral, which would have been $60,000. Which I'm just like, I mean, well, wouldn't the army pay for it anyway, since she was still a part of it? I don't know. But anyway, he promised it. But of course, he reneged.
Mm-hmm.
And allegedly, because apparently there was enough witnesses to hear him say it. But allegedly, he said, it doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a fucking Mexican. I'm like, yo. So
I heard about that. I heard about that. See, now the thing that's strange with that story is apparently her sister is like a hardcore Trump supporter, and apparently she's going around saying that Trump and them did pay for the funeral service or whatever, and that Trump didn't say that. Now, As to whether Trump paid for the funeral service, I guess we'll never know because, like, it
Right.
is what it is. Like, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only issue with her saying Trump would never say something like that, she wasn't in the Oval Office. You know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't know if Trump said that or not. Like all we know is that she's apparently a big time Trump supporter. So I heard about this story, and like I said, I heard that there was people who was calling. It was mainly Trump supporters was saying that it was some BS because they were saying that uh yeah, they was pretty much saying that the girl's sister came out against it, but yeah, even if Trump did pay for it, which very well may be true, still she don't know. She could never truly know for sure uh that if Trump said that or not.
Okay, and her name is Vanessa Guillen. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, so my apologies for butchering it. But Guillen. But yeah, rest easy to fallen soldier who unfortunately had to suffer, her death at the hands of a fellow soldier. And that's not the first time that happened. There was I think there was a black woman in the army who was like sexually assaulted and murdered, like during like a field exercise or something. I'm not
Yeah, I didn't
sure.
hear about that
Either
one. See, what the
field
thing with this
exercise or
girl,
like
I didn't even know the full story. I remember hearing about it at one point, but I never heard like the full story that she was being sexually harassed and then got like murdered by a gang of dudes or whatever. I didn't know that happened.
well,
Was it? But
I know like I think the main guy who allegedly was a suspect, I think he committed suicide. But like
okay, okay.
I believe his girlfriend got 30 years for aiding him, which I'm just like,
Wait, his girlfriend?
first of all, yeah, that's what I'm
That,
saying. It's like, first of all, you should have left that nigga.
yeah,
So the fuck?
that's the thing. I wasn't in the military, and I know you have background, but like I wasn't in the military, so I can't speak on this. But like,
I wasn't in
um,
it long enough.
no, I know. I'm just saying, like, I can't really speak on this, but I heard that, like, unfortunately, there's a lot of those stories. Unfortunately, there's a lot of those stories that
Oh yeah,
haven't
there's a
been
lot of
reported.
sexual assaults that happen in the military. And surprisingly, it's like officers and shit who be doing it, or any high
Yeah,
ranking people, for the most
right.
part. I mean, which that makes sense because even in the civilian world, it's like you hear about people in high places using their power to assault
Yeah,
people, their subordinates. So,
that's horrible, especially in the military because you're supposed to uphold, like, you're supposed to be, a, like a station of like honor and stuff like that. Like that's horrible.
right.
But
The fact that
yeah,
your
no, I
own
remember hearing a story from when was this? This was either last year or the year before. I forgot which base it was. There was a story that came out. It was like I know a lot of conservatives was sharing it. They was trying to make it seem like a bunch of like teenagers was fighting these like three Marines or whatever on it was somewhere in California. It was like San Clemente, whatever base is out there near San Clemente. But yeah, so they was fighting these Marines or whatever, and these I think it was like almost 40 something kids versus like three Marines or something. And people was sharing the story and stuff, and they was talking like, oh, look at all these crazy kids and look at these brave Marines and stuff. uh and then a bunch of the kids made like an Instagram, shared an Instagram account and made it, posting videos and stuff of what happened. And here these three Marines was out here like, well, they was drunk already, but they was on the beach
Mhm.
partying with these teenagers for some reason. Then they tried to like give them alcohol and stuff, which of course a couple of the teens did because they teenagers.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then at one point they said that the Marines was trying to like assault these girls and stuff. Was like trying to grope some of the girls and stuff like that. And then it turned into a fight and they started getting it cracking and they started whooping on these three Marines and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
that brought up a lot of stories, and they said out there specifically, they said there unfortunately was a lot of stories from multiple generations of women out there saying that like like a lot of the Marines and everything would be creepy sometimes and try to go hitting on like obviously teenage girls and stuff like that. And I don't know if it was that same base or it was another one. I remember there was a story of like a girl who was like 16 or 17 or something. I think she had like ran away from home. And here she was in the barracks, essentially getting like passed around. And everybody was like, how the heck does that even happen? Like, that's a whole child. Like, how does she even get in there in the first place? Like, that's crazy.
Hmm.
So, that's like them type of stories. When I hear them, it's just like there needs to be a serious, like there's clearly a serious accountability problem that's happening that is not being addressed.
So, I read through the Los Angeles Times article about it. They didn't mention anything about they didn't mention anything about the Marines hitting on a teenager, but you said that's usually the norm over there. They said, I guess in this one it was more so.
Yeah, I was
They
reading like
had,
I remember it was like the local news from over there was covering it at the time, and like there was a lot of comments and stuff on like the Facebook and the YouTube comments and everything. Whereas a lot of people who was from out there was talking about like, yo, like it, like yeah, like that, that's not unfortunately that's not a new occurrence.
okay, yeah, because the LA Times article I read, it said, well, it probably could have been released like right, like like fresh, but it said
Yeah.
like no reasons was necessarily mentioned, but it said allegedly, I guess the Marines asked them to stop lighting fireworks, and I guess
Yeah,
they
okay. That was the story they told. Them three guys.
okay,
That was the story. I initially that was what was going around. Like that's why it was getting shared by a lot of like conservative type pages and stuff because they was like, look at these disrespectful
okay,
teens, and our brave men in the military had to go stop them and everything. And then that's when a lot of the teens who was there hooked up and agreed to make an Instagram account, and they was like sharing proof like, yo, like that's not what happened
okay.
here. Like they like these dudes was out here
Interesting.
wilding. Yeah. And in one
And
of the videos, you straight up see one of the Marines run into this big ass group of kids.
mm-hmm.
Like y'all, they was all these three dudes was already clearly losing. This dude jumps into
Mm-hmm.
this big ass group of kids and punches one of them in like the back of the head or some shit. I was like, yo. So
Oh,
naturally all 40 something of them kids beat the brakes off this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just saw their friend get smacked out, so they started stomping his ass. Like,
okay. I'm gonna have to
like
I'm gonna have to do some deep dive into this. Hold on. So there's the official story, but then you said those kids hooked up to make an Instagram clearing their names. Like, nah, this is what actually happened. We actually,
yeah,
which I'm
I
surprised the
guess
news was from their
I
phones either.
found out
But I
about it
guess they got.
randomly on Twitter, like when it happened. Like I had no idea about it until I seen something randomly on Twitter, and then I seen somebody in the comments was like, "Yo, these motherfuckers are lying. Like, don't believe this shit." And then that's when I started reading further stuff, and that's when I found out a bunch of the kids who was there was like, "Yo, these motherfuckers was wilding. Like they ain't have shit to do with no fireworks. Like these motherfuckers was wilding. Period."
And you do have and it's not all military people, of course. It's usually like the young hot-headed ones.
Right.
They'll think, okay, yeah, just because I wore some camo and got bullied by a drill instructor for 9 weeks, you know what I mean? Yeah, 13 for the Marines, but it's like, it's like I'm above and beyond everybody. No,
Right.
you're still a person. But like I said, it's usually like the young, hot-headed ones. Like most
Right. I think these dudes
military
was young too.
yeah, most military folks are saying, and and also the young military niggas be horn dogs.
Right.
So who knows? They probably was like, I mean, were they purposely trying to go after a team? Probably not, but
Yeah.
they probably was disregarding. But I'm pretty sure they were probably disregarding her repeating, "Hey, dog,
Yeah.
you know I'm young, right?"
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
So they were probably maybe like 18 or something, trying to get with someone else like 16. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't hear how old these dudes was. I didn't hear like how old they were or everything. So I missed that part of it. Like I was just more so focused on the fact that like, what's that thing? What's that phrase where it's like a lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to catch up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like everybody just labeled it as like, oh, look at these crazy ass kids and shit. And there was like, and here, not only was they lying, apparently that base has a culture of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they said, like,
then it's in California too, so them buzzwords. Oh, of course, it's in liberal California.
Right. So yeah, apparently, yeah. But yeah, I didn't. I know it's not 100% the same as that girl. It made me think of like like there's a like I just wonder, is that a culture throughout all of the military, or is it just like are these just isolated?
Yeah, I mean the military definitely got like a rape problem, but I think it's more so just a bigger. Like if Nelson was here, he probably would start debating this by now. But I think it's more so like just kind of like a rape culture kind of thing, like just like in general, like within America. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a product of. And,
man.
What was that going?
But yeah, with the Trump thing though, like I said, I don't know if he did say that, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure he did say that shit. I wouldn't be surprised, nor am I shocked. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
but
like what's up? Conservative niggas just being weirdos. I think we covered this on another episode, but that Mark Robinson nigga calling himself a black.
Oh yeah, the black Nazi dude. Yeah, on a porno site called Nude Africa. Like first off, how did the topic of Nazis even come up on Nude Africa, my nigga? What the fuck? Like, what was he watching?
And he wanted some trans porn, which is nothing wrong with that. But damn, if you're gonna tote yourself as this anti-trans, anti-gay, anti-woman, whatever the fuck, you need to stick with it, and don't use the same goddamn username for every.
Bro, they said it was the same damn one. I'd even see if he used the same username but had a different email attached to it. Like if he had a work email and a personal and then like the porno email or whatever, I'd even get that because how would somebody know about the porno email? But it was his own personal email that he used for all his shit, and he was using that username for non-porno stuff too. And I'm just like, nigga, like, how can anybody help you?
If I was like one of his campaign managers, I had to look him in the face and be like, I'd have sat him down and be like, motherfucker, didn't I tell you to give us all the skeletons in your closet? Why the fuck are we just now hearing about
That's
this?
what I always wonder
we can't clean that.
With politicians or like celebrities in general. There has to be somebody in your payroll who's a professional dirt finder, and you should pay them to find dirt on you. And if they find it, that's you. You should address it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a pace
or have
like
like a Ray Donovan ass nigga on your team, like the
right.
fixer or something. Like, I mean,
Yeah, that's how you know fiction really be fiction because these damn quote unquote fixers in real life, what do they be doing, bro? These niggas like
I think it's more like networking and shit. Like,
what's that?
and I mean, I'm pretty sure it's more like a networking kind of thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it ain't like Ray Donovan. You gotta go and whoop
Right,
somebody's ass or something.
right.
But
Cause like you think about like how that Michael Cohen dude was Trump's fixer. That nigga seems like the goofiest nigga in the world. Like, what was he doing? Like, I wouldn't trust that nigga for nothing.
hell, Giuliani goofy ass was his lawyer, and he still didn't get paid.
Well, yeah.
And he
Speaking of Giuliani, that's another thing for the SOS docket. Happy early Black History Month to our two sisters who Giuliani has to give up his apartment and all his luxury items to because he harassed them for like 2 years straight.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, he had to give up his apartment and his luxury items. I hope they move
Hold
in
on.
and
Who was he? Who was he? Like just some random black women? He was just harassing them
so,
for 2 years.
I don't know if he officially started it or if it was like the crazy conservatives or whatever who started it, and then he just hooked onto it. But they was essentially he was the main one just blasting their names in public, trying to accuse them of like the voter count shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, were there the 2 women from here?
I think they might have been from Georgia. Yeah. I think they were poll workers, and like I said, I don't know if he
followed home.
Yeah, I don't know if he started the thing with them or if he just grifted on it. But regardless, since he was the biggest name attached to it, other than Trump, of course, he was the one who got put on the hook. And yeah, like they said, like they were getting followed home, they were getting set death threats. They couldn't go anywhere. Like they said, their lives were essentially ruined from what them people was doing to them. So yeah, they won their lawsuit against him, and it was a big ass number too. And yeah, so now like most recently, they was like they told old Giuliani like, yeah, you your apartment and your luxury items, gotta give them up. So I hope they both move into that penthouse, and while they move in, they should play on one of them big ass Radio Raheem boom boxes, the theme song from the Jeffersons. Moving on up. I got it.
And it's like, and that's the thing. Like, you know what? Dang, like I look back at that episode we did about political violence, and I was just like, dang, like niggas was really trying to say that the left was equivalent to the right. Hell no, we weren't following people home. Like we weren't spreading voter lies. We weren't. Hell, like that nigga Tucker Carlson, and I should have brought that up on that episode, but that nigga Tucker Carlson knew it was bullshit, and he was still spreading it. So I mean, it's like, like you right wing fucktards are the main reason why like violence is occurring. It's not the pink haired feminists that y'all are that y'all constantly have in your mind.
Right.
But I want to say also, speaking of niggas like still taking L's from lying, Alex fucking Jones, like
oh yeah. I think I forgot what the most recent thing was with him, but yeah, he's still losing shit to them parents of them children. Which good, because he ruined their lives as well. He literally accused them of faking their children's deaths. And like, then tried to say, oh, I was just playing. Ain't nobody playing, motherfucker. Like, fuck
like,
that.
I mean, like, they already had to suffer the loss of their children.
Right.
But then some fat fuck online is like trying to tell them that it's not real. Get the hell out of here. So yes, I hope they bleed him for every penny. Can he still do info? I know he's not on YouTube no more, but I think he still got enough fans.
See, I heard something about them taking his studio, but I don't know if that ever went through or not.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see.
I hope it did, though. I hope they took his shit. I'd start my own InfoWars. I'd just be chilling there with the InfoWars graphic in the background. Like, bruh, I'd be mad petty, bro. I'd be doing so much crazy shit with their money in front of them. Oh man,
Right. Like, thanks
like
for lying.
no,
Yeah,
bro.
because they won the $1.5 billion settlement. Good
Billies.
lord,
Book, book,
billions.
book.
So bankruptcy judge approved liquidation of Jones's personal assets. Whoo! This damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I shouldn't be laughing too.
I
But
don't
it's like,
even. I
damn,
don't
bro.
even
Like
think
you
he
built
got
this,
billions too. Like, so not only do you lose all the money you got, you
he's in
lose
debt,
money.
buddy.
Yeah, you lose money that you don't have yet. Like that's crazy. Like you ain't getting shit, boy. Like every time you go to spend, like you can't even buy something from McDonald's. Half of that hamburger is mine, bitch. Like you can't
Half of
get
that
shit.
burger is mine. Hold on,
Yeah,
I'm reading Times, whatever that. That's my source. Hopefully, it's not bullshit. But it says, as Sandy Hook families involved in 2 defamation lawsuits await money from the November auction of the bankrupted. Dang, they auctioned the Hold on, they auctioned his Infowars. Oh yeah, of auction of the bankrupted Infowars. Alex Jones is pleading with viewers to help ensure the conspiracy merchandising platform he founded goes to a good buyer. Damn. So did he lose
man.
Infowars? Is Infowars going
I'm
to disappear
guessing.
after the auction? The answer is yes. Oh wow. So that means Infowars might get nuked.
Hell
But
yeah, good.
1.5 mil. I mean, yeah, like
Why don't he goes?
you
Why
know,
don't he go sell them bullshit supplements that he always was selling?
right? Yeah, they probably gonna recoup that shit too. Them
What was
parents gonna
that
be
shit?
like,
He
wait,
was selling shit called like Brain Force or whatever. Like, yeah, go sell that shit, you goofy motherfucker. Like,
my
I
grandma
don't.
told me that show. Like, you see, like like you see the Debo be like, what show?
That would be funny. You just pull up and snatch Rudy Giuliani's chain. Oh
Bro, I'm
man,
mad they gave
bro.
that man his own Jaws thing, bro. I'm like, yeah, that man was R.I.P. Tony
Tommy
Lister.
Tiny
Damn,
Lister.
bro.
Yeah, bro. He was Debo. He was. I always wonder like why they couldn't get him for the third movie because like that would have been. Don't get me wrong. Terry Crews was funny as hell though in that movie. I'm not gonna lie. I'll never take that away from Terry Crews. Terry Crews as Damon in Friday After Next was fucking hilarious, bro. Like that nigga was funny. Like, bro, when he was
Bro, he
sitting there
chased Cat
dancing.
Williams all throughout the night, bro.
Bro, when
Like,
he was sitting there dancing to that damn
oh,
fucking
that Tupac.
to the Tupac shit, that was hilarious.
Oh, Tupac.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro.
What
Oh,
was like that flashback they had? That was like, "Hey, this cell better be spotless."
which one of you motherfuckers gonna wash my drawers? Ah
And my
man.
man, that lady said, "You know what? That's okay. My son getting out." David.
Oh yeah, no. But she said either you have my rent money tonight, or either you have my rent money down tonight, or David or one of y'all gonna be tossing salad with David tomorrow or some shit like that. Oh man, oh that was some funny shit. Oh man, I
My
love.
favorite scene will always, my favorite scene would always be the, the say the line. Oh yeah, it's so good, make me want to slap your mama. Hey
Come
mama,
here, man.
the hell you want? Fool? Snap. See how he fell out. Like you weren't supposed to smack mama for real.
Oh no! It was after they got robbed by Santa Claus the second time in the alley with the uncle, and they
Mhm.
was giving the description of the Santa Claus in the alley, and what was it? What did he say? He said, "Oh, I know y'all ain't gonna catch no goddamn body. I just want to know if y'all gonna beat somebody's ass on the way there just to make me feel better." he was talking to the police.
Yeah. Oh, like, that was really shit. Like, just whoop somebody's ass. Somebody, damn.
Yeah, bro. It took me years to figure out that was Ricky Smiley as the Santa Claus. Like, I knew who Ricky Smiley was, and it just like the voice just for some reason just didn't hit me for some reason. Like, I just did not hear that it was Ricky Smiley in my head. But shout out to Ricky.
Yeah,
he was fun.
He really, but I don't think that character talked that much.
No,
I didn't know it either.
Yeah, apparently there was like a whole deleted scene with him talking that they straight cut out the movie. Yeah, they cut it out. It was supposed to be because the twist was supposed to be that you found out he was stealing stuff to for his girl and his son because they was like homeless. Oh. Yeah, but in the movie they cut it. They just made him a scumbag. Like that, he was just a scumbag. Like a lot of
that character that who was that old man character that Mike Epps played as well?
Oh yeah, the dude with the weed field. Yeah. Stay out my collard greens. I hit you in the one that's sticking out the one that wink.
What did he say? Like he's like, I'll beatbox your ass, something like that. Like, what?
No, the funniest was when he was walking through the house with it, and he was like,
"Oh man!" So B, what do you think is funnier, like that scene from Friday After Next, or the scene from Jason's Lyric when Evil Dave Chappelle, he had the tool piece, was like.
Yo man, no, bro. But Keith Woodbine was a different nigga in that movie, bro.
Thank you. I had
Evil
Dave Chappelle.
Big John, yeah, we know that was some hoe shit. Like that was the thing. I don't know. I hate to bring this back up because we definitely talked about it, but I will say this. That was my whole issue with people's reactions to that Shannon Sharp shit with Cat Williams. That nigga was saying just the goofiest shit, and everyone was like, "Oh man, Cat's a real nigga." The fact that people actually believed that he was able to change Ricky Smiley's contract at First Sunday so that Ricky had to wear a dress, nigga. I don't care how popular Cat Williams used to be. You can't do that. Like that's not how that works,
plus
bro.
He's been wearing dresses for a choice anyway. Like
he literally
played the Bernice Jenkins or whatever. So
that's who that character was supposed to be, Bernice Jenkins. He just brought the character into the movie, and Cat Williams tried to say, "Oh, I can't do the movie unless Ricky Smiley has to wear a dress," and niggas believed it. Niggas heard that story and was like, "Oh yeah, that's something Cat Williams could do." Shut up,
then,
nigga.
The confirmation, then the confirmation bias. Like every time something new happened, Cat was right about what?
Yeah,
about what?
Niggas was saying that about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake shit, and I was like, "Nigga, he didn't even talk about them two niggas." What are you talking about? Like, oh man, I'm just like, oh nigga, just why? Like it was the other stupid story was the Ludacris one because he told the story. He was like, he said that him and Luda both got called in for an Illuminati meeting, and he said that they offered Ludacris like $20,000 to shave off his braids so he could be in the Fast and Furious movies. And I guess they was both offered money to quote unquote sell out, and Ludacris took it. Here's the thing everybody missed in that stupid ass story. What was he doing at the Illuminati meeting, nigga? Like, if Cat Williams was so. Also, Luda had braids in Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's
so how does that
say? Like,
how does that even work out? Yeah, he had the fro at the beginning.
Get that
Then
big
he
ass
trained.
bro.
Then when they was racing the jet skis and shit, he had the braids, and he had the braids throughout the whole rest of the movie. He didn't show up without the braids until Fast Five, and by then he had
Right,
been cut the braids. That wasn't a new decision. He'd been had the fade.
right.
Yeah, it was like, and then also I'm just like, okay, if Cat Williams is so real, why was that nigga at the Illuminati meeting? What? Like, also, what they CC you on an email, nigga? Like, he said, oh, by the way, Illuminati meeting in the West Conference Room at 2 p.m. Like, how'd you
Don't
know it
tell
was the
nobody.
Illuminati meeting? Yeah, don't tell nobody. Like,
Bring your own baby oil. The fuck.
yeah. Man, bro, I was just like,
BYOP.
again, I'm just like, people watched all 3 hours of that interview and believed every single word because he was angry. And it was like, oh, see, you could tell he been wanting to get this truth out for a while. Or I always hate the thing too, is like Cat got to tell his truth finally. His truth. Like, AKA,
I mean,
I was about to say, yeah, when does he ever shut the fuck up? Most of this shit is shit he
yeah,
been
like he
saying.
never bit his tongue for nobody.
Yeah, like the only shit that was new information was like the Ricky Smiley shit, the Cedric the Entertainer stuff, and there was something else that was like kind of new. But everything else, like him crying about Kevin Hart and shit like that, that's old, bro. Like, also, again, people's gonna call me a hater, and that's okay. That's fine. I've been called worse things. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. When that nigga said that he ain't never done drugs a day of his life, you mean to tell me you fought that 15-year-old sober
Weed is a
nigga?
drug.
Not even just that,
Weed is a
nigga.
drug. What are you talking
You
about?
mean
Go
to
ahead.
tell me that nigga was stone cold sober when he fought that 15-year-old and lost? That's what y'all want me to believe? Because that makes it worse.
I'll give
That
him the
means
benefit of the doubt of the size advantage, but damn.
I gave him the
But
benefit of the
apparently he
doubt
can
for him.
run that.
Yeah. I gave him the benefit of the
Apparently
doubt for
he
him
can't
being
run.
high. Because
Yeah.
when I seen the video back in the day, I was like, oh man, he's struggling with drugs. Like, this is sad. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I didn't laugh, but like at the end, I was like, oh, this is sad seeing him crash out and shit. Now, so y'all want me to believe that this nigga was stone cold sober when he stared down a child and got his ass beat. By the way, if you ever seen that video again, he tried to sneak that nigga. Like, I'm pretty sure he tried to sneak him at one point. So, I mean, how you sneak this nigga and still get your ass beat? Oh my god, bro! Like, I remember the day that video hit the internet, like on World Star and shit. Like, I remember when that hit the internet, bro. That shit was comedy, bro. Like, I couldn't believe. I thought it was fake at first. The first time I watched it for real, I thought it was like a stunt. Cause I'm like, bro, there's no way Cat Williams is out here fighting children, bro. Like that. I'm like, you not about to trick me into thinking Cat Williams is fighting kids. Like, cause I'd heard all the other little rumors of him going crazy on stage and stuff, but I just figured that was just bad comedy acts. But when I heard that he was fighting kids, I was like, come on, bro, that's not real. And then I see the video and I was like, oh my God.
He's like, oh God, it is. Fuck.
That man really fought that kid and lost. That wasn't even a fight. That kid was smacking on him, you know, like that's crazy. I always wonder what happened to that kid. Like, imagine being the kid who beat up Cat Williams. Like,
right, yeah. I mean, you'll probably be hated. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, now you definitely would. I mean, they was probably gassing him up when it happened. But like, yeah, you know, after a couple years, like, yeah, they was probably clowning him after a while. But oh my God, bro, that was some funny shit, bro. It was like I never would have believed it. But nah, bro, yeah, like you said, most of the stuff in the special, not the special, my bad, in the interview was shit that he had already said. Like, other than like I said, the Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Steve Harvey stuff. Was like, well, actually no, because even the Steve Harvey stuff, I'll agree that he never said it, but it was stuff that I had already heard before. Like
Okay.
like like the him being a hater with Bernie Mac and stuff, that had been come out. Like him trying to
Okay.
snake Bernie on Ocean's 11, like yeah, that had been come out.
Really?
And then the whole Mark Curry stuff too, I'd heard that before as well. Like I'd heard Mark Curry say that. I think it was on the 85 South show. He called
Mm.
out Steve
Oh,
Harvey and was like,
that Harvey was hating on.
he said that Steve Harvey stole a couple of his
Oh,
jokes.
stole his material. Okay.
Yeah. Also, he claimed
That.
that Steve Harvey stole the idea from his show from hanging with Mr. Cooper, which
Oh, okay.
this is another
I
unpopular
remember you.
opinion. Yeah, this is another unpopular opinion. Did Steve Harvey steal the idea of being a teacher in his show? Maybe. However, when you watch the two shows
Yeah, they're
back and forth with
different.
each other, they're way different shows. Like, so you can say
Cause
maybe he took the bare bones of it, but like, I don't know. It's like there's nobody who could tell me that the Steve Harvey show and Hanging with Mr. Cooper is the same show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and,
they're two separate
and I'm a,
things. Like,
and also too, I want to ask because I don't remember too much from Hanging with Mr. Cooper, but like, see, like on the Steve Harvey show, like he was he like a principal or like an assistant principal, or was he a teacher too?
nah. Well, okay. Because I literally just rewatched the show. So by the final season, he had become a vice principal because what's her name? She's in like everything. The love interest in the show was the principal. So by the end of the
Okay,
show, he had
okay,
become the vice principal, but he starts out just as the music teacher.
okay,
Uh,
okay.
and they was teaching in a high school, whereas I'm pretty sure in Hanging with Mr. Cooper, wasn't they teaching in like a middle school or something like that? The only reason why I'm
I
thinking
thought it was Mr. Cooper. Okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm thinking Hanging with Mr. Cooper, it was younger kids. Because I remember there was an episode where they did a crossover with Full House, and he was like
Mm.
Michelle's teacher in the one episode. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
in order for that to make sense, he would have had to have been teaching little kids and shit. Like I said, the formats of the shows was two separate things. Like I don't
Right,
know.
yeah.
Like I said, like the only thing I can think of in terms of like a quote unquote theft would be like Steve Harvey heard, hey, Mark Curry's doing this show about being a teacher. And then maybe he was like, oh, bet, I'm gonna do one too. That's the only thing I can think of is what happened. Because otherwise, in order to straight up say that Steve Harvey stole that show is crazy. Because like, yeah, them shows is way too
Yeah.
different. Like, you know,
I mean, this is like out of the realm of black comics, but I heard accusations of Dane Cook stealing jokes, but I'm just like, who is he similar to though? Like,
yeah, I've heard that before too with Dan Cook, but most of the hatred I heard about him, because like I forgot shit. This might have been Joe Rogan who said this shit. I don't even know, but I remember hearing one comic speak about the Dan Cook shit, and they was like, somebody was talking to him, and they was like, "Yo, like, what do you think the Dan Cook beef shit was about?" And he was like, "Honestly, most of those motherfuckers were just haters. Like, he was a young dude coming on the scene, and he looked almost like an Abercrombie model and shit. Like, and he got famous real fast, and people was pissed off about it. He said that's 90% of
yeah,
the
I was gonna
bullshit.
say like usually the negative stuff I hear are just like people will say, "Oh, he's overrated," which that's what people will say about popular folk. But
Right.
like Yeah, but like as far as him stealing jokes, I mean, I don't know, like, because his jokes were more just observational shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he'll take like some average like the joke he made about the Nesquik. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
Right.
you can stir that motherfucker for 12 hours. It's still gonna be that damn powder at the
Right.
bottom. You're like, what the fuck? You know, it's like that's like so I
Yeah,
don't know,
I
man.
remember. So like after the
Yeah.
Cat Williams shit came out, Corey Holcomb was going after Cat for some reason after that shit. And he was talking like he said Cat was tripping on a lot of his claims of niggas stealing off of him and shit. Cause he was saying like, there's like stuff called like I don't know if it's like I don't think he used the word observational, but it was like
Mm-hmm.
it was along that realm, or like he's like base jokes or something like that, like essentially like there's a joke structure that has a common base. So
Mm-hmm.
and they said that sometimes there's a lot of comedians use a joke with a similar base structure or whatever. Like I said, I forgot the term that he used. And he said, so the claim that somebody stole that joke from you is crazy when 80 to 90% of the comedians use that same base. Is he
Right.
said that claim of theft is some bullshit. I forgot who Cat had leveled the criticism to. It might have been the Cedric shit, but like yeah, essentially Corey Holcomb was like, yo, Cat, you're fucking tripping, like cause like the person who you heard that bass off of could argue that you stole from him if you want to take it there. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what Corey Holcomb was talking about. And so kind of what you were saying with the observational shit, it's hard for me to truly say that, like, when it comes to observational type comedy, it's hard to say that anybody truly steals anything. Well, I guess if you do it word for word, then it's theft. But like if it's a similar type thing, then it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's hard because then it's like, well, everybody experiences similar shit. So it's hard to say like you got robbed. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, I'll be honest with the Mark Curry, Steve Harvey shit, while I disagreed on the TV show thing, there was this joke about being poor with Halloween costumes and stuff
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
it looked real bad for Steve, bro, because that
Uh,
joke was mighty darn close, bro. And I was like, see, that's not really an observational thing. That is a specific story, you know. And if the timestamps that I saw was correct, Mark Curry did the joke first. So in that case, it's bad. Then again, some of that stuff is hard to prove because we don't know if Steve Harvey was out in clubs telling that joke too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of
right.
comedians work on that stuff in different clubs and
Yeah.
performances
Yeah.
before they tape it for their specials and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole issue with when Cat was accused. The main joke that Cat accused Cedric of stealing, right? He claimed
The
that,
spaceship
like,
one, right?
yeah, the spaceship joint. He claimed that Cedric heard him do it in a club, like I don't know, 2 years before that. But then I heard other people claiming that Cedric was doing his joke earlier than that shit. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard to prove because we don't know which club that either one of them supposedly performed in them at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's hard. That type of shit is hard to prove. You know, so like that's the thing with like comedy. It's like, with them like doing that type of stuff, it's hard to prove who really wrote the joke first, unless you got your shit written down in a book. Because in that case, well, then you
Right.
just
Yeah.
look and see the date, But other than that, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that stuff is hard to prove, like that. When it comes to comedy and stuff, there was another white comedian who got called out for Dennis Leary. There was a lot of
Really?
accusations against Dennis Leary saying that he stole off of, I forgot the guy Bill Hicks, I think. They claim that he stole a lot of stuff from Bill Hicks.
Really now?
Yeah, he got
Bill
called
Hicks,
out.
Was that the one who told the joke about the ducks eat free at Subway or something like that? Like
I don't 100% remember.
that's
Yeah,
probably
because
him, but
I heard
I
that
know
in his
he was
lyrics.
on Rescue, right?
Yeah, he was on
He was that
Rescue Me.
okay.
He was the stepdad in The Sandlot. He was the he's been in so much
Yeah,
stuff.
he's usually
And
playing like an asshole.
yeah, I mean that's part of his whole brand. Like he made like a
Yeah.
comedy song called "I'm an Asshole" or whatever, and like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I had only heard a little bits and pieces of his stand up, but I thought it was hilarious. But I found out when I was in like high school that he had beef. He had a lot of beef in the comedy world because a lot of people accused him of stealing from Bill Hicks. I think Bill Hicks had been dead by that point when he was getting called out. So technically, Bill Hicks didn't say nothing. But yeah, there was a lot of people who was accusing him of theft or whatever. And also they said he was getting in mad beefs and stuff with different comedians over other stuff too. But
I mean,
yeah,
that's what I heard. Like I heard he was like kind of, like he would like get into some spats with people, but
yeah,
I ain't never heard about him stealing jokes. Oh, let me see.
yeah. What was it? And then who's the other one? Carlos Mencia. He was the other one.
Yeah, I heard about him. Yeah, stealing from okay, no, that's not the nigga I was thinking about. Bill Hicks. He looks familiar though.
Yeah.
He was born in Valdosta, Georgia, though. Nice. Dang, this thing was born in the 20s. He was low. But no, I think I might have watched this stuff before. Hold on.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he's the one who did that crazy joint with all the racial slurs.
Possibly. Shit was allowed.
No, I think the setup was about racial slurs or whatever, and he just like went in and just did a whole bunch of them. I didn't like it, but it's whatever. I heard it's a lot of people's favorite. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. That comedy game is serious, bro. That comedy game ain't no joke. Like,
but at least with the Mencia thing, like, what I respect about Joe, he actually went to one of Mencia's shows and like kind of like got in his face about it. Like, hey, what's up, man?
Oh yeah, I seen that clip before. Yeah, that was back when I was that was back when I was a big Joe Rogan fan back in the day when I was a kid and like freshman year of high school and stuff. Like I remember I seen that clip on YouTube. I was like, bruh, this shit is crazy. And Carlos Mencia, he's like a dope comedic actor too. Like I've seen a couple of his acting roles. Like he's funny. But
that one movie he was in that I didn't expect to like.
Was it Forrest Whitaker joint? The one with Forrest Whitaker, right?
Was it Forrest Whitaker?
I seen this one. It was his daughter was marrying the black dude, the son from House of Pain.
Yeah, cause I was gonna ask if that was a Tyler Perry movie or not.
It wasn't.
It seemed Tyler Perry, but yeah, I never saw his name, so that's why I was like. But
it wasn't. I remember I started watching that movie as a kid, mainly because they would always show that one clip of Charlie Murphy where he was on there. He's like, the woman can't cook. What the children gonna eat? SpaghettiOs? And they would show that on movie. They would show that on TV every day. And I thought that was the funniest shit in the world as a kid. I don't know why. It was funny as hell to me. And like, I haven't seen that.
I wasn't expecting to like that movie, and it ended up being all right, So
yeah, it's one of the movies. I think because of the Carlos Mencia shit. Well, actually, I don't know if it was because of him or not. I mean, for real, a lot of people just probably was just like, it's a movie, whatever. But it is one of them ones that there's enough funny moments in it that I kind of was like, how didn't they make like 3 or 4 new movies? Because low key, like it like not every part was funny. I ain't gonna trip. I ain't gonna like pretend or nothing, but there was enough parts that I was like, oh, like this could have definitely had a sequel. Especially because it had what's her name? What's her name was the sister. Remember Bon Qui from King Burger? What's that? I'll be forgetting her name all the time. I feel so bad. She's such a funny
You unlocked
comedian.
the memory.
She's such a funny comedian. I always been calling her ever since I was a child, Bon Qui from King Burger. And I know that's not that girl's name, but she will always be Bon Qui from King Burger to me. Cause I remember that did numbers on on YouTube for me personally. As a kid, I used to play that all the time, bro. I wore that video out. Which is mad embarrassing because
Oh,
in high
Angela
school,
Johnson.
Angela Johnson, that's who it is. It's mad embarrassing. In high school, when I started watching Key and Peele, I did not know that Key was Devon from the Bar Queen skit. I don't know because I didn't really watch a lot of Mad TV growing up. I didn't even watch really
Yeah, I was
Saturday
like,
Night
didn't
Live.
that start on Mad TV? Like,
Yeah,
didn't that
yeah, that
originate?
was a Mad TV skit. Well, I didn't really watch Mad TV growing up. I watched a couple clips here and there, but that was it. So in my mind, I would see Key and Peele in those clips that I knew, but it didn't click that was them when I was watching the show on Comedy Central. And then I remember I saw like something in passing on Instagram one day, and I was like, "Oh snap, that's definitely them." Same thing with Bobby Lee. I forgot that was him up in there.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Lee. What's
Deborah.
his
You
name?
said Deborah Wilson, right?
No, I didn't say Deborah Wilson. But
Okay.
yeah, her
Will
too.
Sasso.
Yeah, Will Sasso.
Um,
I forgot that was him up in
uh,
there.
Lamar, Phil Lamar was on there.
Phil Lamar, that's right. Phil Lamar,
Mm-hmm.
like one of the most iconic voice actors ever. He was mad funny in there. I seen this one where he was pretending to be Chris Rock. Yo, his Chris Rock voice is hilarious.
Who was
Like,
that?
they were making fun of No Sex in the Champagne Room.
Uh-huh. No
And
sex in the
yeah, and
champagne.
then yeah. Uh And what was it? Ari Spears. That's right. Ari Spears was the other dude on there.
Harry
Mad funny.
Spears. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good with the
mad fun.
voices. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I know a lot of people don't like him after the whole debacle with the the um the Tiffany Haddish skit or whatever.
What did he Oh, him and Tiffany Haddish did like an offensive skit, right?
Yeah, apparently it was back in like 2007 or 2008. It was on Funny or Die. They
Mm-hmm.
did a skit making fun of like child predators and stuff. And like
Yeah.
apparently it was in very poor taste and it was fucked up. And literally just recently, as in the past couple years, the mother of one of the kids who was in the video tried to sue them for uh like assaulting her daughter, which I thought was crazy because they said that she was on set the whole time and watched the skit
Mm-hmm.
and never said anything. And then like
And you know,
once Tiffany Haddish started getting in trouble and shit, like with the DUIs and shit, then she started like hopping on the fucking lawsuit shit.
of course, you
So
always wait until
also I'm pretty sure
but
she
come on,
like
like 07. Like, yeah, nigga was edgy.
that.
I mean, I'm not excusing.
Yeah, like obviously it was bad. I seen it. I watched it. It was definitely in poor taste. It was fucked up. Like they shouldn't have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I personally didn't find it funny at all, and I think
Is
they
the
shouldn't
skit
have found
still
it funny.
available to watch, or is it like
It's not on Funny or Die. You gotta you probably gotta Google it or some shit. Yeah, it's like yeah, but you know, it also had the feeling of I know Aries Spears was famous around that time. You could kind of tell that like it felt like Tiffany Haddish was trying to break into the mainstream, and so she tried to do some edgy, funny shit to get herself known or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just didn't work. You know, like, yeah. I mean, like you said, like you know, it's no excuse. But I think a lot of people will try to argue against this, and I feel like they're tripping when we say truly that early 2000s internet humor was wild. And well, because a lot of people will argue against it and be like, oh, well, I wasn't a piece of shit back then and my friends were. Good for you, nigga. Like,
Right.
I don't think
First,
people
that is
remember
totally
half the shit
anecdotal.
that
He
went
probably
viral back
was.
then.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
I don't think people remember half the shit that went viral back then. And think about it this way. I was
Right.
a kid during the early 2000s. I knew most of the crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
Unforgivable was out. Like, you know, like
right. You know, it was just like, like I said, it's not an excuse. Like, ain't nobody saying Ari Spears and Tiffany Haddish wasn't tripping when they made that. Of course they were. But you know who else was tripping? Will Ferrell. It's his fucking company. And like, if y'all gonna hold them accountable, hold that nigga accountable too. You know what I'm saying? Hold all the right, like hold all the production assistants and stuff accountable. Hold that girl's mama who let her film the video accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like the fact that people was seriously calling them pedophiles and predators and stuff because of that shit. I'm like, all right, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was in poor taste.
Like, niggas have like a problem. People always want to pedo jacket somebody, and it's like, like, bro.
Except for when it comes to actual ones. That's the shit that pisses me off. Like, y'all want to throw the jacket on people except for actual ones who be in y'all's lives or some that y'all idolize. Y'all will still throw the jacket on anybody who has a hint of an allegation, except for the ones who actually have some serious, credible shit on them, And on that note, on that serious
best friend.
But on that note, I guess it's a crazy place to stop, but hey, it's whatever. We cool. We was chilling
all over the place today.
Yeah. We were. I was gonna try to follow a docket, but I've come to realize that we flow better when we just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, sometimes we sound crazy, but
now, if we just have like certain topics and line them up, like we do good with prompts as well. But yeah, if it's like a chill stream, we just vibing,
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, hey, it's been another episode of the SOS, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. y'all. What'd you say? Oh, okay.
Oh no, I was like, can I hold the rest?
Okay. Yeah, we every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Y'all know what it is, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's me, your boy Most Dope. We got
Tenzin. We pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, I always be forgetting. Yeah, I gotta do it this way. But yeah, you know what it is. And then our brother Folkland Los, holding it down on the IG. Be sure to catch our friends, the What They Want podcast. I think they're up right now. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, they starting now.
Okay, they're starting now. Bet. All right, head on over to IG, watch them, chill with them. They are officially in their second season. That's dope that they keep track of seasons because I don't know what season we are. See, at least hey, they got some organization. Maybe they could teach us something. Right. but hey, like I said, every Wednesday they hold it down. Make sure y'all follow the pages, the individual pages. Make sure y'all hit us on YouTube for older episodes of the show. Hit us up on all our socials. Thank you so much for joining us. Peace, y'all. We out.
Peace, y'all.
Okay, if I can get it. Nope. Okay.